Knifing is the ultimate insult in CSGO, but you don't want to blow your opportunity by using the wrong knife combination. To test this, I've spawned a load of zombie bots who will stand still regardless of what I do to them. This could make it more difficult. First up is the front attack. Not a position you'd like to be in a fight, but we've all been there. Using the stronger secondary attack, it takes 2 hits. Primary takes 5 hits. You could also do 2 primary and 1 secondary, which... oh, for goodness sake. Aha! I have a plan. Yeah, try escaping from that! So once again, 2 primary and 1 secondary. But which of these methods is best? If I play them at the same time, you can see that the shortest way to defeat people from the front is with the 2 primary and 1 secondary, closely followed by 2 secondary attacks. I don't recommend the 5 primary knife attack option, although it does look hilarious. Another difference between primary and secondary attack is the range. The weaker knife attack has a range of 64 units instead of 48 for the secondary. Working this out was the most boring 10 minutes of my life. In real terms, the 16 unit difference is the equivalent of 1/4 the length of a head height crate in CSGO. That's 1/15 of a second head start versus a stationary opponent who's trying to knife you with the secondary attack, or 1/30th of a second if you're both running towards each other. Actually, that doesn't sound as impressive as I thought it would. Still, I suppose that every little helps, and if you're circling each other Flash Gordon style, then the advantage will become greater. With that in mind, in a knife fight you're likely to have the advantage if you rush at them using primary attack, then after the second hit, switch to secondary fire for the killing blow. You can almost use those 2 primary attacks as an opportunity to line yourself up for the killing third secondary blow, if that makes sense. In knife duels, if you miss with the secondary fire, it takes a while to recharge, and you'll find that enemies will take advantage and run straight towards you before your knife reloads. You can fool them by pressing the primary fire instead. You should be ready to attack again by the time they get into range. There are all kinds of tactics for knife fights, though they're rarer than they were in Counter-Strike Source, where they were often used to decide which team you'd like to play first. If you're fighting using only secondary attack and you land the first hit, keep running at the enemy to get that second fatal blow. If they hit you first, run and consider shooting them in the face. If Indiana Jones can do it, so can you. From the front, secondary attack always deals 55 damage. Primary attack does 34 on the first blow, then drops to 21 for every attack afterwards. Armour makes no difference in CSGO, nor does where you hit them with the knife. They deal the same amount of damage regardless, with one exception. If you attack an enemy from behind, it does far more damage. Secondary attack is an instant kill, while primary does 76. It's obviously best to go for the instant kill, though if you're feeling particularly evil then you could try a repeated primary attack, though be warned that it will take 3 hits rather than 2 if they spin around to face you after the first hit. And there you have it, my guide to knives. Knifing somebody in a competitive game nets you $1,500, so there is an incentive to do so if you can. Have fun!